trying to hold the camera with the bright flash on if I'm in an area of low light, low budget video reviews. Welcome back to another episode of Corey's Video Corner. Haven't been around in a while for this segment, but we got a video worth reviewing tonight. My lovely wife Nicole and I went to the local AMC movie theater, 30% off for the 3:30 matinee, to see P.T. Anderson's new feature-length film, Licorice Pizza. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another low-budget review. I'm sorry for that horrible introduction. I had to have the camera doing the weird thing for the light, and it just wasn't working. So
you couldn't see, so you cut off the top of your head.
My lovely parents came to visit us from Orange County and watched all the kids, and were gracious enough to babysit so we could go see a 2-hour and 13-minute long feature presentation. I don't know about you, but I have been a P.T. Anderson fan since 2007, when it's the first movie that I really remember seeing of his, and 2007 was the year that I really started getting into movies. Back-to-back excellent movies came out that year. Coen Brothers, No Country for Old Men, and P.T. Anderson's There Will Be Blood, starring Daniel Day-Lewis and the Johnny Greenwood soundtrack. It's still one of my top 10s. It's up there, folks. So what do you think about P.T. Anderson?
I didn't even know this was a P.T. Anderson film. I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
My wife isn't really into them. She's more into like rom-coms and lame 90s chick flicks, where I am more of a movie connoisseur.
Sandra Bullock, anyone?
That sounded very douchebag sounding. I'm sorry, I shouldn't judge.
Yeah, what the heck?
Anyway, I liked this movie more than the other recent movie that I was really looking forward to, which was the Wes Anderson, another Anderson, different Anderson, French Dispatch. I built up in my mind, and then they had it like a delayed for a year because of COVID, and it just kind of like lost its luster. And then I finally saw it, and it was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't his best work.
It wasn't as good as this movie, was it? No,
this movie's much better and completely different director, but it was like another movie that I really wanted to see, and this movie I really liked. So P.T. Anderson, one of his first debut movie, with a cameo of one of his go-to guys. Philip Seymour Hoffman was in it, but that movie starred John C. Reilly, and I just recently rewatched it. His first movie came out in the late 1990s. It's called Hard Eight. Excellent film. And then right after that, he skyrocketed to fame with Boogie Nights, which I have not seen.
Weren't we talking about Licorice Pizza?
We're talking about, now we're building up to it. We're talking about other movies. I need to show you some of his other movies, like Magnolia.
P.T. Anderson?
Magnolia is another great movie.
I guess I'm not super familiar with
There
all
Will
these
Be Blood.
directors. I saw that one.
One of my favorite P.T. Anderson movies,
for me.
The Master, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yeah, that movie was kind of creepy.
So this ties in. Philip Seymour Hoffman was one of his go-to guys that he would use in a lot of his movies. And sorry for the jostly camera. I'm holding it with one hand. And the low light, it looks really grainy. It's going to look terrible on playback. But anyway, this movie...
It's part of your niche.
Yeah, low budget reviews is what I do. Folksy. A friend recently said that I'm a man of the people in my YouTube videos.
It feels like they're in our living room with our low lighting. It feels real.
There you go.
It feels more real that way.
We'll give you an idea of what we're working with here on lighting. We got that lamp right there, and we've got that one right there. So now you know what we're working with. Low lighting, low budget.
It's too much intro. Okay.
I'm filling up the...
It's enough. I think the people had enough build up about all the different directors and why you like them, and can we just get to the Licorice Pizza?
Okay, so Philip Seymour Hoffman was one of his go-to guys that he had in all of his movies, and sadly, Philip Seymour Hoffman died of a drug overdose in 2014. No. That was terrible.
That meant he died.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, this movie was an actor debut for his son, Cooper Hoffman, who played the 15-year-old character Bobby Valentine. And
he was a bit husky,
Bobby.
But
I don't know where
Bobby.
Charm his name was his name Gary or Bobby?
Gary.
Okay, this is how bad
I know
my
this for
memory
a
is.
fact.
My 30s, my memory's going.
Haven't
And
gotten enough sleep lately.
the girl's name was
Alana. That's her real name in real life too. Alana Haim.
And what was her name? What was her last name in the movie?
I don't remember.
They basically,
Sorry, I don't remember that.
Basically the movie takes place around 1973, 74 in the San Fernando Valley. The movie was written and directed by P.T. Anderson, and I believe he grew up in the San Fernando Valley. And Tim Conway Jr. tuned into KFI AM 640 from 6 to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday for the Tim Conway Jr. show. He has a really small cameo in it, and
he makes an appearance.
He grew up. Him and P.T. Anderson were friends back in the day because of P.T. Anderson's dad was a voiceover guy for ABC. His dad's name was Ernie Anderson, and Ernie Anderson was a good friend of Tim Conway Sr., the famous comedian. So that's why there's the connection. It's all connected. That's why they had it. It wasn't just a random
iconic voice saying, "All right, step right over here, little guy." And
Tim Conway Jr. has the best voice for radio. It's just so smooth, and I could listen to it.
Or movies or television.
It puts me in a good mood, everybody. And a lot of the things that I say in my daily personal life come from TV and radio.
You're not wrong.
If you know me in person, you're, Corey has this catchphrase. Well, not really. He just took it from something else like Seinfeld. It was from
Kramer or Seinfeld
or something like that, or a radio personality. Ding dong with that Tim Conway Jr. Anyway, so that was my KFI AM 640 Tim Conway Jr. show. Shout out. Highly recommended the radio program. If you listen to radio, podcast on the iHeartRadio app. Great stuff. Comedy gold.
There you go.
So back to the movie.
The movie as a whole.
The movie as a whole.
So you said you would give it how many stars?
I don't know. First, I was like thinking 5 out of 5. I talked to my good friend Vince Ochoa. Huge shout out. He gave it 3.5 out of 5.
I think that was a little low.
And I think his wife. I think his wife said. It. I think his wife said 4 out of 5 as well. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I'm thinking 4 out of 5. Overall,
I'd say 4.5 out of 5, just because there didn't need to be as much profanity as there was. But I'm very conservative.
It was very authentic for the period, but like my good friend Vince said, it doesn't like try too hard to be a period film. It's like it takes place in that time period, but it's a beautiful love story regardless, and you're just kind of witnessing this love story blossom. It's the story of the guy Gary and Elena. He's 15.
Oh, I think it's pronounced Alana.
Alana. Oh.
Not that it really matters.
Okay.
But anyway.
He's 15. She's 25. Forbidden love. They don't portray it that way. If the roles were reversed, it would have been controversial.
No, it would have been fine, right? Because if the man is older, then can
you imagine
what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
A high school student,
25-year-old guy going after a 15-year-old girl.
Okay,
if it was reversed, is that creepy?
Yeah. But
probably.
When you're older and the woman's like, if you're at least in your 20s,
and she was not going after a young tot. He was a suave, smooth operator, and he pursued her and wore her down.
He was an entrepreneur, but he was also immature. So when she sees how immature he is at times, she's like...
We don't want to give away any spoilers.
She's like, I got to get my life together. I'm not sure.
No spoilers.
I'm just telling a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not spoiling the end.
There's no...
And then he always knows from the start, this is the woman for me. And
well, that said that in the previews.
Yeah, but she's not so sure because, she's going to be a big cradle robber if she gets with him.
I feel like this movie had really good character actors, like the Sean Penn actor and the Tom Waits friend that they met at this. He's like a regular at this restaurant called the Tail of the Cock, which sounds sexual, but it's not.
Yeah,
they go there all. He's such a regular. The maitre d' they're on a first name basis, and like he's like this much more mature in a lot of ways 15-year-old kid, but maybe you just were in the 70s. I don't know.
He leaves his kid brother at home all the time.
His kid brother, his name's
like
Greg.
8 or 9.
He looks much older than Charlie.
And he just leaves him at home, like, watching TV. He'll be like, I'll be back in a few hours. And he just takes off. And you're like, wow, they were latchkey kids.
It was a different place and time.
Her family was very Orthodox Jewish. And,
that was hilarious.
But her dad curses like a sailor.
And he's just an angry guy.
Kind of not like it's matching up, but
her 2 sisters in real life, the Haim sisters, they're playing her sisters in the movie.
And they're in a band.
And the parents were her real life parents too.
That's true. And the 3 of them are in a band in real life too.
Called Haim.
which sounds very like 90s pop or something. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's from
Yeah, we watched a
this
couple
time
of the music
period.
videos.
It's not bad. It's just very poppy.
Needless to say, I would really recommend this film. It is rated R, but it's a good date night movie for anybody who's into date nights.
Well, there's a little.
She doesn't wear
violence.
a bra pretty much for the whole movie, and there's definitely some nipple protrusion through the t-shirt. That's like her
catch little thing.
Going braless.
It
was the 70s.
Is the wrong word, but it's kind of
smoke
like
a little
her
grass.
Vibe. Yeah, there are some marijuana references, quite a few F-bombs. I think if they took out some of the F-bombs and
it could have been PG-13.
Yeah. Take out some of the drug references.
I feel like this movie could have been like
not been R.
I feel like this movie could have been like a 1990s indie film if it wasn't in the 70s and it just was like made in like 1995. It could have been just like a 1990s indie film. Like
it feels very like kind of I don't know. It feels kind of low budget, but not really.
The cinematography was beautiful. Yeah. The period correct was beautiful, minus two things that really bothered me, but I'm like fixated on that stuff and I won't bring it up here.
No, say it.
Nah, it's so like there's this one scene where there's like a long line at a gas station and the movie's supposed to take place in like 1973 and there was like a 1980s AMC Eagle station wagon trying to squeeze into the gas line.
How dare they?
And then on 1960s license plates from 63 to 69, it was 3 letters, ABC, followed by 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3 in California. And in the movie, they drive a 1968 Pontiac GTO convertible, and they reversed the proper sequence of what it would have been authentically, and that drove me insane. Otherwise, it was perfect.
The nerve of these people. They really
just
have
need to.
Some nerve,
I don't know.
They?
They need to be better when it comes to period movies. Because P.T. Anderson is so good with his authenticity of period movies. That's all. I won't say anything more. People are going to be like, okay, this movie's over 20 minutes. This little review's getting way too long-winded.
We're only coming up on 8 minutes. It's not that bad. Oh, besides your intro, too.
Besides my terribly filmed intro.
Yeah. This was, I thought it was going to be a lot more salacious for being R.
Because of Boogie Nights?
Actually wasn't, I've never seen Boogie Nights.
Exactly.
Is that a P.T. Anderson film?
Yes. It's the second
You
movie.
haven't seen it, have you?
You won't let me because it's about the 70s porno industry. Mark
Wahlberg. I won't let you. That's right. Okay, I was testing you. I wanted to make sure you knew.
Okay, folks. People are going to be tearing us apart in the comments, so until next time.
Why are they tearing us apart?
I don't know.
I feel like I wanted to say more about
that
movie.
Go ahead. Say more.
I don't know.
I've said everything that I need to say.
I don't want to spoil it, so I guess I can't really say without divulging into major plot points.
You know what I love about the 70s? Those wide collared shirts like the one I'm wearing right now that I wore purposely for this. That's my favorite collar. 70s collar. Basically, permanent press, print polyester men's shirts in the 70s are my jam. The large collar.
It's nice.
And chest hair was really acceptable. I might grow my mutton chop sideburns back. You never know.
And your mustache. You should.
I don't know.
It's very inspiring.
I feel like that's just getting unnecessary attention in this modern era. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Until next time, tune in. Probably going to see some low-budget fast food review, but every now and again we pull out the video reviews when we have the energy.
There you go. Enjoy. Have a pleasant evening.
Next time. I don't know. Bye-bye.